Glad it's not mom though, because that would have totally freaked me out. I don't know if it's on. Do I need to turn it on, or will they?
No, they're going to turn it on. The mic's on here.
Is it?
Yeah. There it is.
So this is one of those situations where my sisters told me I should write something. I'm just going to wing it. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I'm probably going to cry. It'll be messy. You're all amazing and awesome, and a testament to my mom. So thank you. Joanne and Glennis are going to be way more eloquent than me because they did write down all kinds of stuff to tell you guys. I feel like I'm the director, so the bathrooms are in the hallway over there. The exits are on either side. We are going to have a little bit of an open mic once I think Joanne's coming up after me to do some speaking. Anybody wants to share, you're more than welcome. We'd love to hear the stories. If you take too long, we're going to ask them to turn the mic off, and one of us will come escort you, so please keep your comments brief. We set up a couple of things out there. I hope you guys get a chance to go have a look at it. So there's a dishwasher. One of Mom's big pet peeves was that none of us knew how to load a dishwasher. So please, every one of you, go out and move a dish in honor of my mom, because I'm sure she's having conniption fits wherever she is watching us. We also brought her box of earrings. Mom was nothing if not put together, and she never left the house without matching earrings. So if there's a pair that strikes your, they're all clip-ons. So if there's a pair that strikes your fancy, or you might have a daughter that loves, or son that loves to do dress up, by all means, please take a pair of earrings. We would love it. There's a book there of random things. So collections of stuff. My mom had stuff everywhere. Oh my goodness. And random jokes. She had a folder of jokes that she saved because she thought they were special, I guess. I'm not sure. Our favorite ones are out there, not the least of which is instructions on how to play double solitaire. So if anybody ever came over to Mom's place, you probably played some double solitaire with her. If you're not sure of the rules, please take a photo of the instructions that she's left for us. You guys are all amazing, and I'm so glad that you're here. And I appreciate you being here to share this moment with us. I'm done now. I'm bowing out before I start crying.
Good job.
Love everybody. Oh, Joanne, middle sister, just in case y'all didn't know. I wrote a letter to Mom, so I'm just going to share that with you today. Hi, Mom. As only you could, your exit was elegant, graceful, and brave. I'm not so sure that the three of us, our partners, your grandsons, your adopted daughters, sons, family, and friends were ready, but you were. You knew that the incredible relationships that you and Dad have nourished for a lifetime have played such an incredible role in the way all of the rest of us are showing up. The connection with friends that we can call family from 6 decades is a testament. We now have the tools, the guidelines, the love, and support to continue this journey. You've set the bar. You've given us a calendar of incredibly important dates and milestones. Hundreds of friends and family are warmed by the thoughtful messages received for birthdays, anniversaries, and annual celebrations. Skills, you've given us skills to sew special outfits. Funny enough, we did finally figure out it was no coincidence that you were sewing us into those beautiful outfits on our way out the door, knowing you were going to be the only one to get us out of those at the end of the night. We have the skills to make hospital corners on our beds, polish all the silver in the china cabinet, pack the best lunches for epic road trips, shuffle the deck for any great card game, and hug so tight that the love heals all. You really did give the best hugs. We all know how to set a table, cook a gourmet meal, host an incredible social evening. But like Karen mentioned, we're still working on that dishwasher, getting it loaded right. You joined us at our punch buggy game, choosing the Nissan as your vehicle of choice. Much easier than waiting for a VW to come along. You may not have been too athletic, Mom, but you stayed limber, picking up those crumbs off the floor one by one between vacuum passes. We could always rely on you having a tissue close. I truly believe they served as a security blanket, and I will always smile when I reach into a pocket and find one. You welcomed everyone into your home, made them feel as family with food, drink, love, and fun. There are so many stories I could tell from our plethora of adventures around the globe, but I'm excited to share this time with your extended friends and family. You have left us with an incredible wake of love, friendship, and lasting memories. We are at peace knowing you and Dad have reunited and taken over the dance floor. Danny and I will forever save you a seat on our adventures and set a place for you at our table. So blessed to call you Mom. And with that, we'd like to open up the floor if anybody would like to step up and share a story, a song. We can rat on her now. So is there anybody who would like to come up? And please, come on down. Yeah. You're gonna wing her. Yeah. There you go.
Auntie Carol was a great auntie. I was able to go and see her like a day before she died. My dad has known her since he was pretty much since he was born, and my papa and Nona, they're right over there. They have made some great stories with him, and I will remember her in my heart for the rest of my life.
Oh, thanks, okay, nobody's going to beat that. Yeah, that's a tough one to top. Who's next? Anybody else like to? Please, MJ, thank you. Oh. And anybody with a mom voice doesn't have to actually stand
gonna be
up
tough,
there.
too.
Oh, I'll stay right here with
But
my friends.
anyway, yeah. Yeah. Well, hi, I'm Mary Jane Swin.
MJ, if you can talk into
Oh,
the mic. and then
you want
they
the
can-
mic?
Yeah,
Ooh,
then
yeah.
they can hear you at the mic.
And I had to write some things out, otherwise I'd never get it right. So, Bob and I have known the Phillips family for over 40 years. We met them through our Palliser community friends when we first moved to Calgary. That was an awesome group of friends consisting of the Phillips, the Thompsons, Sumners, Dushaks, Karens, Evans, Kiernans, Whitmans, Fullers, Walkers, and the Vachons. They welcomed us into their group. I called them the Palliser group because 5 of us couples and families all lived in Palliser. Since then, we have golfed, played bridge, skied, sang, and always had good times together. Our New Year's Eve tradition was dinner either at the Black Forest or the Radium Golf Course restaurants. The condo hub at Akiskanook in Windermere was also the site of our annual golf tournament every long August weekend. Carol and Ron always had a place to stay with either the Thompsons or us and added to the teams with their golf abilities. On a more personal note, Carol was one of the 2 friends who invited me to join their singing group called Chinook Winds Chorus in 1989. Carol picked me up and drove me to my very first rehearsal and gave me all the tips for joining and remaining to sing with them for many years. Carol and I both sang bass. So we also attended all the extra bass sectional practices, so we sang a lot together. She had hoped that I would sing a different part so then we could quartet together, but that didn't work out. But the singing did not just stop there, as there were weekends and week-long trips away with the chorus, where us 4 friends, Carol, Sharon Thompson, Carol Kiernan, and myself, we traveled at least twice a year. And that allowed our husbands to either hit the slopes at Panorama or join us for an extended holiday somewhere in the States. We 4 couples traveled to Parksville, San Antonio, Palm Springs, and the best place, New Orleans, in the French Quarter, of course. We had 2 units for always for the 4 couples. In New Orleans, we all complained about getting so many mosquito bites, only to come home and be told that they were bed bug bites. We really did laugh at that. The group of the Palliser ladies met regularly to play bridge. Carol was one of the best with her great memory and playing skills. Carol also used her mathematical skills to audit the financial books for the chorus for many years. And she continued even after she no longer sang with the chorus. She was dedicated in all her activities. If you had Carol working on anything, you could be sure that she would do an excellent job. And one thing that she never forgot was to wish everyone a happy birthday and happy anniversary every time, every year. The bottom line is that Carol and Ron were a great couple, fun party hosts, and good friends to us all. We will miss them both now and hope they are together, planning to host another Christmas open house with Carol's delicious food and Ron's moose milk.
Thanks, MJ. That was beautiful. Do we have any more takers? Oh, thank you, Ken. Thank you. Just remember, she can't defend herself anymore.
Yeah. Well, it's 48 years since Brad and I met. I didn't plan on this, but and I'm not very good at it, but anyway, since we met Ron and Carol, we were traveling in Germany, and we needed a place well, we didn't really need a place to stay. We were traveling through, and we got a hold of them, and so they asked us where we were. We're at a hotel, and so they came and picked us up. We went and had dinner that night with them, and it sort of never ended ever since. The girls, I think Karen was like 10, maybe 10, and two.
Right.
Yeah.
And I wasn't in diapers, Ken.
No, none of these were in diapers. No, but we were good. We built some snowmen. I remember playing with the girls and building snowmen. But anyway, over the years, it happened that we ended up in Calgary, and Ron and Carol did as well, which is really fantastic. We've shared our children.
Well, either you go hold his hand or I will.
Yeah, she'll help me. And, even our grandchildren. Oh.
Oh, you've got one.
Okay, so I'm Frances Rickdale.
Yeah.
Yeah, so as Ken said, we met them back in the day. We were on our extended honeymoon through Europe. And Carol's sister Joan said, well, maybe you should go look up my sister-in-law. So we did. And we left 6 weeks later. They treated us like their family then. They put us on ski trips. They put us on the buses to Paris. Ken bought bottles of wine for Ron and drank them on the way back on the bus. Came home a little inebriated to find that he had built a beautiful Black Forest cake. So, like Ken said, we come to Calgary, and we ended up having to move to Edmonton, but I came back 2 years before he did. Sorry, a year before he did. So we didn't have anywhere to stay, so Ron and Carol said, you and the kids come and stay with us. And we did, for months while we built our house. So we feel like we're family. We've known these girls since they were little. I made my first sugar cookies for them in Lahr. Didn't have a clue what to do, but I did it. I muddled through. And
You get the limit on this.
yeah, we love you guys. We love you guys. We feel like family, like I'm sure most of you all do too. Our kids never had any other babysitter except Phillips's. So.
I got, one more, just a funny little story. Todd was, our friend was in the hospital, and Todd was going to be born that night, so.
He was born.
Very well. I'm telling the story. So, anyway, I don't know where Aaron was. I think he was probably at your house, was he? Yeah. And so I was at the hospital, and anyway, Todd came along, and we came up with the name. His name is going to be Adam Todd Rickville. So I went to the liquor store. I got a bottle of Adam's whiskey, and came back. And Ron and I just were celebrating, and we drank it all for sure, and then maybe more. I'm not sure, but anyway, I think Karen drove me home.
I did.
And I woke up the next morning and I go, oh man, I feel really bad. I don't drink whiskey, so anyway, I went to the hospital to see her, and she said, oh, you stink. And I said, and by the way, the kid's name is Todd now. His second name can be Adam, but I want nothing to do with Adams. So.
Love you guys. Rest in peace, Carol.
I'm just gonna, can I?
Yeah,
just for a
please,
second?
Karen, yeah.
On the table out in the hallway, there is a gift certificate, not a gift certificate, a plaque that Francis and Mom earned for being the best wine drinkers, box wine drinkers. So the story that I remember, not only was our house the cleanest, because Francis loved to vacuum, Mom and Francis enjoyed their wine. And at some point, they both decided that they'd had enough wine. And so they both swore off wine for the day or for forever. Anyway, at the end of the day, they both come home with another box of wine. That didn't last very long. We love them to death, and thank you guys for sharing.
Thanks, Karen. And don't be shy, please. If anybody else has more stories, oh, here comes
Gord's
Gordon.
coming.
I love it. Thanks, Gord. You got this.
Yeah, I got this. It's all good. You take love. This is not just out of desire, but this is out of family responsibility. I am a representative of. Sorry. Oh, sorry.
Oh, there you
Thought I was using my teacher's voice. Start again. This is not only out of desire, but this is out of family responsibility. Our families are connected since the very beginning when R.G. Phillips earned his wings, and R.A. Dodd, my father, earned his wings. Through in Winnipeg at the same time. R.G. Proved to be a challenging cadet. And yeah, it was. And I realize this is about Carol, but for me, the two are interconnected to such a degree that I have to go back a bit on this. And I have notes from my mother, who's watching. Hello, Mother. Yeah, he was a cadet, and things weren't going well. And if I understand it correctly, my grandfather recognized something in him that was of merit and saved his backside, pulled him into the house. He, I believe, stayed with my grandparents for a while and got his wings. His flight group, his training group was one ahead of my father. Ron and Carol, my and my sister's godparents. And these three have been my sisters ever since. As my mother noted, Ron and Carol were married August 31, 1963. My parents were married September 14th, 1963. So we've been long connected along the way. With that connection and living in the military life, we've gone different directions, but we always found each other on different placements, different bases. Visiting in Germany, my sister and I each having an opportunity, and the Phillips girls coming to us at various locations at various times. One of the things that strikes me in these moments is seeing the breadth and diversity of the people that come to a memorial like this. And it speaks volumes to the quality of the people about whom we are speaking. And how much of a ripple effect their energy, their being, their love either went out to the community in which they lived or came to us when we went to their homes and met them there. And never will be forgotten are the times in their homes with nothing but celebration and love and food and laughter and food and wine and laughter and endlessly supplied. For those who did not get to meet this couple, it was their loss. And for those of us who are here and those of us who aren't here but have met the couple, they're eminently better for it. And I have no doubt, as the Phillips family were at my wedding and my sister's wedding, Ron and Carol are dancing. There is just no doubt about it. Playing in the background. And I don't know if anybody, because there's such gathering in the background, a little added to this and a kind of a memory trigger for me, positive one, is the music in the background were things that when I went to visit in the early 70s to LAR would be played cassette-wise in the car as we would travel and do our adventure. 8-track, yes, Roger Whittaker and John Denver.
And we knew all the words.
And we knew all the
Every
words. We
damn
sang them as we
song.
traveled. Yes. So as I sat in here and listened to the music, I'm like, oh my goodness, this is why this is embedded in my brain. Thank you, Eddie Carroll. And a little nugget. My name is Gordon. I don't know how to introduce myself. But the Phillips family is one of the only families that calls me Gordy. And it's just one of that bond moments that's never gone away, even in last meeting with your mom, when she came out to BC. It was Gordy.
Of course it's Gordy.
Of course it's Gordy. Anyways, lovely to see you all, and I love to hear the stories because, again, it just emanates the love that came out of the Phillips household. Thanks.
Rob? Cousin Rob? Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, they thank me now, that's good. It's always good to get the thing. You have to get a special permit to be from Saskatchewan to speak in Calgary. So I came in early today. My father was a police officer, so everything's got to be by the books. My name is Robert Ronald Phillips. I'm named after Uncle Ron. He's the wild side of my name. It's amazing how life goes on. I'm here representing my mother Vivian and my two brothers, Mike and John. They're not as mobile these days as I am, knee operations and stuff, but they send their wishes and they're thinking of all of you at this time. I kissed the Blarney Stone. I should be able to speak in public forever. One of the fond memories I have in Calgary at the Phillips residence is we were here for a couple of days, and Karen thought she was really, really special, and she was more special than Carol. And she was the firstborn. And I piped up and said, well, actually, Ron, out of all the millions of women around the world, picked her, not you. And I was always appreciative of the love that Ron and Carol had. I believe they live life to the fullest. They like to, you could always get a drink at the house. I didn't smoke, but I think they gave that up years ago. We have fond memories of skiing. I'm the runt of the litter. And I have a picture of us in Silver Star, and Joanne's given me a picture today. My brother John is a big man. He goes by Papa Bear, Grizzly Bear. He's 6'7", he's easily 400 pounds if he's an ounce. But I was the most athletic in the group. But I have this picture, like Joe gave me today, of my brother in this turquoise blue. He looks like a badger. Like it's a big blue sweater with white stripes, and he's sort of spread eagle coming off of a mogul at Silver Star. Unfortunately, he didn't do so well chasing me through the trees, and he ended up around the tree rather than go around it. But although I didn't see Carol much in the last 10 years, I was out in business here in Calgary in 2017, and walked up to the door, rang the bell, and I went to have tea, and we just picked up like we'd never been apart. And she was always a very welcoming soul, very kind soul. I'm a little sad today. I thought I was the only special one in the room that was getting anniversary and birthday greetings, but I guess we all got them. So she was a wonderful soul. She was kind to many people. I was a barbershop singer. She was in Sweet Adelines. There was always music in her heart, and she shared it with people. And it's hard to see her go. And
I don't know why you guys keep making me come back. You should just line up. Who's next? Not at this moment. Okay, we have a few friends that have sent some messages. So Karen was amazing in printing some off. So if I can just share a few. The first message that I have is from Bill and Lee Fraser. Good morning, girls. So sorry to hear about your mom's passing. We have many great memories of fun with your mom and dad. And you may remember that our daughter Shannon used to babysit all three of you, poor thing. Bill hunted with your father, Bob Spivey, and Tex Stagnon. And there was a big sausage-making party afterwards. In Winnipeg, it was 30 below that night, and we put the ice cube trays on the back step, not the freezer. Your mom and Lee each had a couple of drinks that night, just a couple. Due to our health, we've been living in Chartwell, assisted living facility in Vernon, for 6 years now. We're treated well. We don't travel anymore, both in our 90s. Picture was taken on September 15th of 68, their wedding anniversary, their 68th wedding anniversary. I apologize. So, hugs, thinking of all of us, Lee and Bill. John Barkley. John Barkley was in the pictures before Dad. Thank you, Karen. We, the Barkleys, have always felt like family. I'm sure you'll hear from all of us. Hugs from all. Catherine was actually into the hospital to see Mom several times. She and her husband are in Mexico right now, and Dan sends his love. Myrna and Jack, who are here. Oh, there you are. Would you like me just to read this? Or would you like to stand up and share something? Thank you, Karen. Dear beautiful girls, our sorrow for you to say your final goodbye to your beautiful mom. Carol was an amazing person, so caring, loving, and accepting. We admire you girls for the loving care you took of your mom for every minute of her last days. Please know, no family could have done better. All our love to you, Myrna and Jack. Thank you. Oh, this one's long. It's from Jeff and June. How are we doing for time? Would you like to come up, Lennis? Or? How are we doing? We're good. Right. No, I'm good. I'm good. You guys are all good? No one else wants to come and interrupt me right now? We're good? Oh my gosh, you guys are amazing. Dear Karen, Joanne, and Glennis, it was 60 years ago that I first met Carol Phillips in Portage la Prairie, and to say I was impressed by her personal strengths would be an understatement. Little did I know that in the 6 decades that lay ahead, she would prove herself more than capable of handling life's characters. In 1965, Ron and Carol graciously and warmly welcomed my new wife, June, to Western Canada, and that was the genesis of what would become a lifelong relationship that would transcend friendships and become more like family. As Ron and Jeff embarked on their flying careers, a very pregnant Carol took upon herself the task of helping June settle into her unfamiliar surroundings and introducing her to a circle of new friends. That thoughtfulness epitomized Carol's caring personality, and it defined the way she would live her life. In the ensuing years, we were privileged to witness Ron and Carol's transition to parenthood, and through time watched as they lovingly raised 3 wonderful daughters, whom we love and whose friendship we cherish. Our joy was only enhanced by the honor of being asked to be Glennis's godparents. Through the years, our families have seldom been co-located. Nevertheless, our initial close relationship has endured. That was never more obvious when our young son Warren and his wife Kelly moved to Calgary and very shortly thereafter started their family. Life was a challenge for them. However, in true Phillips fashion, Ron and Carol took them under their wings, treated them as family, and helped them ease their way into parenthood. June and I managed to visit Calgary from time to time over the years and gather with mutual longtime military friends who invariably opened the hangar doors and told stories the wives had heard all too often. Life was good, however, being that it is but a journey. It ultimately had to come to an end. Such was the case when Ron sadly passed away. Carol and the girls were understandably devastated by the loss. Whew. However, in the days to follow, their collective courage and strength enabled them to organize a gathering to celebrate Ron's life. In the years since, we have gained an even greater appreciation of Carol's strength of character, her commitment to friendship, and her dedication to preserving significant records and photos of those things meaningful in the life of her family. Oh yes, and she never failed to ask about our kids and always remembered our birthdays. Such was the Carol Phillips that we so admire and love. She is now at peace, once again reunited with Ron, and together they will be looking down and watching over 3 young women whose personal qualities reflect the wonderful love and guidance bestowed upon them by their parents. Please know we love you, and we share your deep sense of loss. Jeff and June. Okay, it's somebody else's turn. Thank you. You ready? Thanks. I'll just wear my glasses on my head. It's funny that we keep talking about Mom remembering everyone's birthdays and anniversaries, etc. And I think that was one of her biggest qualities, is being able to make everyone feel special and important. And she did, Rob. She loved you, just you, and everybody else. So there really is no good way to lose somebody you love. And we all come to this crossroad. I feel incredibly blessed for the time we had with both of our parents at the end of their journey. We had time with both of them in the weeks before their passing to ensure we hadn't missed anything truly important to us. That time was precious because we had the courage to ask, did we miss anything? Do you have any regrets? Is there anything that we still need to share? Is there anything you feel like you haven't done? Mom said, I wish I'd visited the Panama Canal. That was it. So when I drove her home from the hospital from her first stay, I asked her, do you want to go? We can try and make that happen. She said, give me a week or so to get settled until I can assess what I'm up for. Carol, forever planning her next trip. Today we come together to honor and celebrate Carol's life. As we reflect on the many beautiful memories we each shared with her, it's important to remember how these moments came to be. 20 years ago, we lost Ron Phillips, a close friend to many of you in this room, our father, and Carol's beloved. As much as we have all missed Ron's magnetism, as he would fill a room, how he would draw us into a story for entertainment or a life lesson, his fabulously warm hugs, his fiercely loyal friendship. In his passing, Ron gave us all a priceless gift. He left us time and space to get to know Carol in a way we never would have in his presence. We began to embrace her facets. I'm going to start over on that sentence. We began to embrace facets of her she was graciously willing to leave in the shadow of his presence. I got to know the depth of her intellect, her ever-present poise, quiet strength, profound kindness, a staunch withholding of judgment, and her unwavering dedication to her family. I always knew my mother was a force to reckon with, the disciplinarian, stoic, and an incredible strength of character. Yet I am grateful to have gotten to know my mother at a much deeper level over these last 20 years. So today I'm going to reflect on the lessons I learned from Carol. Think before you speak. Always stand up straight. Dress for where you want to be, not for where you are. If you sit on the floor, you don't have far to fall. Play the cards you are dealt to win, even if it's solitaire. Don't say anything about anyone you wouldn't say to their face. When you make friends, be colorblind. When you move away,
as we often did as a military family, you don't have to lose the friendships. Keep the people who are important to you close by staying connected. Carol rarely missed sending a note to celebrate each birthday and anniversary or special moments of those that were closest to her. Never miss an opportunity to travel somewhere new. The greatest treasures in the world are the people you love and the experiences you share with them. Complaining is not an option. If you don't like something, you have choices. You accept it, you change it, or you leave it. You may not love what you are doing, but if you do it like you love it, the next job you might love is more likely to be offered to you. Don't judge others. You have not walked in their shoes. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. But apparently that doesn't apply to what your face might say. How do you know that you've found your perfect partner? You will just know. Love completely and hold nothing back. I'm sure there's many other lessons I've learned from her that I've forgotten. Carol had a respite between hospitalizations, August 20th to September 7, where we could see Carol was writing her last chapter. We began to pull out her volumes of memorabilia to help us all reflect on the beautiful journey of her life. In our searches through boxes and photo albums, Karen found a stack of folded letters with a beautiful blue ribbon wrapped around them. And she said, "Mom, is this what I think it is?" To which Carol replied with a coy smile, "What do you think it is?" With Mom's permission, Karen proceeded to read the most beautiful, intimate love letters from Ron to Carol between 1960 and 1969. Mom sat listening with the sweetest content smile on her face. To close, I would like to share a few lines from one of those love letters he wrote to her. It not only captures the essence of their love, and he clearly understood her beauty all the way back in 1960. This letter also serves as a reminder of the incredible bond they shared, a bond that has shaped and enriched all of our lives, and the love we feel for Carol today. So I have this letter. I'm going to skip a few parts of it rather than read the whole thing, but I want to share the date, September 23rd, 1969. I was born in April 1969. So at this point, they have 3 children. Karen would have been 4, 2, and baby. He starts with, "Hi, hun." I'm skipping a few bars. "I love you more than words can ever say. You are so patient and understanding when things seem to get to me. It gives a man a big boost when he knows he is understood, even though he knows at times that he is not completely understood. But the feeling's there." I'm going to skip a few more lines, but this is my favorite part. "When I'm away from you, I miss you," underlined, terribly, not the kids. "But when I get home, they suddenly become a part of me, and I realize I miss them too. There must be a million ways to express love for a person. It could be described as soft, like a feather, or warm, like a cozy fire, or as colorful as a prairie sunset, as happy as a running brook, as sweet as honey, as hot as a blast furnace, as strong as an oak, as fierce as a storm, or as quiet as a summer night. My love for you defies any description. Though there are a million adjectives in the English language, the only thing I can say is, I love you." Thank you all for being a part of their love story, for being a part of our love story with Carol, and for being present today to celebrate her. Together they built a global family. Carol carried on that torch for another 20 years. She continued to nurture and expand the deep and meaningful relationships she has with all of you. Her wonderful friends, the extended daughters, the cherished volume of sons and sons-in-law, and the beloved volume of grandbabies. Carol's world was rich, beautiful, and vast because she committed herself to making it so. I think I get to close today's conversation about Carol. Does anybody else have anything they want to share?
I'm not going after that.
Again, thank you. Thank you. Please stay. Please chat. Please take in the parts and pieces that we've put out to share of Carol. We love you all, and we'll stay connected.
There is a reception. Oh, David. No, okay. There is a reception that we'd like you to stay for, and as Karen mentioned, there's a few interactive parts that are out in the entryway, and we'd really appreciate everyone just staying and just making this home for us all right now together as family. Thank you again. It's beautiful.
I had one job.
It is